So back in 2021, I wanted to change my car. I was driving this red Audi A5 2-litre diesel at the time, and I had plans to maybe move to an electric vehicle. This is an app I use to track all my fuel consumption, and as you can see, over the few years that I was tracking it with this app, Drivo, I nearly consumed £5,000 worth of diesel. That's nearly 40,000 litres. An average mile per gallon of around 37.8 miles per gallon. This is another chart which shows you the monthly expense for diesel, and on average I was spending £150 per month. Some months it's slightly higher, some months it's slightly lower, just depending on the mileage I was doing. So a 2009 2-litre diesel Audi A5, it cost about £150 a month for me. That equates to 916 miles per month, working out about £450 per day. And that's, if you bought them, that's the price of diesel just on average during that time. So I'm sure you have your own similar figures. You can put them in for some of the calculations ahead, but this is what I use to determine whether or not it makes sense to change to an electric vehicle. So today, what that would cost is crazy. £207 to £291 per month, which is about £6 to £7 per day, with diesel at £1.79. So at today's fuel prices of basically £1.80 per litre, all of that is increased between 38 and 64%. So one of the considerations is, do you buy an electric vehicle? It's expensive. Battery life, will it last? Will it suit my life? Do I have to charge during work? Am I going to have to charge on road trips? Will I get left stranded? What about battery warranties? Will I have a battery warranty? Or lease an EV? I can hand it back if I don't like it. It's minimal commitment. It's under warranty if anything goes wrong. But the downside is it is slightly expensive to lease vehicles. Basically paying off 50% of the car you lease over the term, 3-4 years. So I crunched these numbers back in 2021, and I came to the conclusion, with everything that was going on at the time too, that I decided to lease an EV. I picked on a Volkswagen ID.3. Because the leasing company wouldn't deliver to Northern Ireland, we had to agree to pick it up from an airport, and the closest airport was Liverpool Airport. So we flew over, me and my mum, we flew over to Liverpool, picked up the car basically outside the airport where it came off a flatbed, did an inspection, walked around it and signed the paperwork. And then the road trip back home. 300 miles from Liverpool to Belfast, driving north through Scotland. I have never driven an electric car before. Never having to charge publicly an electric vehicle. So it was a kind of a daunting task, but it was interesting. I think that was some of the fun of it. And this is the car. This was my ID.3 Pro at its first charging stop. And there's me looking nervous but happy for the new car, having just signed my life away. And the road trip began. So we left Liverpool on the 300-mile journey. We didn't get the car fully charged. It was maybe 60%. So we stopped off at one of the first chargers just to make sure we could get there to Scotland. We stopped off at Preston, and there was a Starbucks there also. So these were the Eon chargers which were there at the time, and this is what they look like now. So 4 high-powered chargers at the same spot, say 4 or 5 years later. So we charged there for a while, and we hit the road again and got up to Gretna Green, and we charged on an Ionity. They're quite expensive, so they were, from memory. But we sat there for a wee while, got the car topped up again, and then over to Ryan, where we charged at an Ecotricity, or Grid Serve. That wasn't the first charger. I actually tried this one, which is now also since been replaced, so it would probably work now. And from there, we got a bit of lunch, probably dinner, and just waited for the boat. So in total, that was 329 miles, 7.5 hours driving. It took the entire day, to be fair. The first road trip in an EV was quite successful. No showstoppers, no charging issues really, other than that one in Scotland, which I just couldn't get initiated. And yep, that was the start of life with EVs. So, what is EV life like? Well, for the first few while in Northern Ireland, it was free charging. I didn't have to pay to charge publicly. Public ESB chargers, 11, 22 kilowatt chargers, completely free. And as well, Lidl in Northern Ireland, they also had free charging for a long time also. So I maybe owned the car for 16 months, maybe a bit longer, before I ever had to consider charging at home or paying for electricity. But when that ended, I have some of the statistics. So what is the cost of EV charging? So you knew some of the miles that I was doing, they didn't really change. It's about 900 miles per month. And this is the energy consumption from my Zappi, my EV charger. So it fluctuates a bit month to month. As you can see, the trend that you consume a lot more energy during winter months than you do during summer months. Proves true in these numbers. And I was charging on nighttime electricity, so 18.5p, give or take. And the average monthly consumption was around 250 kilowatt hours per month. So what was the cost saving? It cost £45.60, so it did, with a cost saving of £104 per month compared to my diesel, my Audi A5 diesel, which was around £150 per month in diesel. So that's a good saving. £100 a month saving, pretty good decision, albeit leasing the car was more. So what would that be today? Well, now with the 2026 oil crisis, the same mileage, the electricity price is actually cheaper. So I now pay 16 pence per kilowatt hour. Don't know how that works out, but it does. And which is around £40 per month. And I'd be saving £250 per month. So yeah, there's a big saving today compared to what it used to be. So other aspects to the EV life, well, nothing really changed. The dog, this is Oscar, the dog got out on many walks. The ID.3 boot was awesome for fitting a large dog like a golden retriever into the boot. The only issue I had while leasing with the car was that the headlight kind of fogged up. There was water ingress, and that was replaced under warranty by Volkswagen. And yeah, with every EV, you have to push it to limits. So yeah, out of spec style, I must say. Arriving in a charger with 0 miles and 0%. Cal will be proud. 5 years in driving electric vehicles and there's no going back. That's 3 years with the ID.3 and 2 years with what will be the subsequent video. But yeah, no going back. And this is a wee photograph of the day the car was given back. So because it came from England, I didn't actually have to return it to England. The leasing company found somebody to come pick it up. They did an inspection of it. There was no real fees having to be paid. The car wasn't damaged. I looked after it very well. Some people don't and pay quite a bit of money there, so that's something to consider whenever you're leasing. You do have to look after the vehicle. So stay tuned for the next video and please like and subscribe.